All right, I wanted to take a quick minute to kind of show you now that grades are coming out, here in the next couple days, how this is going to work. And Warrior Academy, of course, is slightly different than here in the building. And I want to walk through real quickly those differences so you understand the grades when they come out and also kind of what you can do. So this video is for grades 3 through 12. So 9 weeks grades will be the actual grade. So in this scenario, I just kind of have a scenario painted out here so I can talk through it. This student, this fictional student, has a D. This student has a D in Math 7A, all right, at the end of the first 9 weeks. So let's take a look at what that means data-wise. So you can see here we're at 67.7 as a grade, actual grade. The overall grade is an 89.2, right? So that's slightly different. And the difference is important, all right? So obviously the overall grade is higher than the actual grade. Well, why is that? Now you don't get to pick. We're using the actual grade, not the overall. And I want to talk about why. So remember, the first 9 weeks is just a snapshot of where you are at this point. It's really where you are by the end of the second 9 weeks that matters the most, because that's going to ultimately be the grade that you receive. So in this scenario, this student in 7 Math A, they should be at 28%, all right, done with the course in this scenario. The problem is they're not 28% done with Math 7A. They're only 21% done. So as you can see, the difference is 7%. There's a 7% difference in pacing. They're behind. And because they're behind, that 7%, all the work that's in that 7%, that's a zero. That work is a zero. Now that doesn't mean it's a zero forever, because if they would put extra effort and work longer, maybe they put in 30 hours a week or 35 to get caught up, then all those zeros would turn into the grades they receive on those assignments. All right. So, but for the 9 weeks, this student would earn a D in this class. Now, that might be lower than what the student is used to, but the student is behind, and majority of the time that's why. Now, they could also earn a D and not be behind if the quality of their work is a D, but you can see this student is almost at an A-level quality of work. It's just that he or she is behind. So what I'd like to do is kind of scroll down a little bit and show you and kind of almost imagine if this student got into gear, really started putting in extra time, studying, doing really well, and catching up. The second 9 weeks is in a lot of ways more important. It's kind of a way to catch up and make fix mistakes. So in this scenario, this same class, but now let's envision or imagine that it's the end of the second 9 weeks. So now we're talking towards the end of January 20 something. I don't have that in front of me, but this same student, let's imagine now he or she caught up and they're doing pretty well. They're only 1% behind now. They're at 99% and they should be at 100. All right. Their overall grade is an 89.2, and barely lower because they're barely behind is an 87 or 88.7. So that's why I have this scenario painted out for this student. I want this to make sense to you. In the example I just gave you, the student on the report card got a D for the first 9 weeks. But for the second 9 weeks, the student stepped it up, put in extra time, really studied, really put extra quality in, and they ended up with a B. So the grade is not the average of these two. You basically get the grade that you get the second 9 weeks, because these courses are all a semester course, not a 9 weeks course. So that's why I have highlighted here, this student would receive a B in this course and not basically a D and a B. Kind of seems like it'd be a C, but not in this course. It's what you get the second 9 weeks that matters most. So if you took a while to get used to this or you weren't putting in effort, there's some time to fix that, but I do want to caution you. It could go the other direction too, and here's why I say this. Look at this scenario down here. Let's say the same student, the first 9 weeks, got a B. Let's flip this a little bit. He or she was doing awesome. They had a B average. They were up to pace, good work, quality work. And then second 9 weeks, they slacked off. They weren't putting in time. They weren't studying. They were just whipping through work, and that student got an F. Because this is a semester course, that student would get an F in this course for the semester. All right? They would not get the average of a B and an F. All right, so that's important. Here we saw somebody went from low to high. This one, someone went high to low, and you can see whatever they get the second 9 weeks is what they actually get in that class, because these are semester classes. And in the traditional school, at the end of the 9 weeks, if you have a D, that's it. You have a D. It's over. Or you have an F, you have an F. And then you start fresh again. So there's pros and cons. In some ways, I think it's a bit of an advantage if you've been behind and not doing well the first 9 weeks, that now you can go, okay, this is a wake-up call. I don't like that grade on my report card. I need to do better and step it up. So, this is the kind of the example that we want to see. We want to see those who weren't quite where they should be or wanted to be, and they move forward. So again, I wanted to kind of explain to you for grades 3 and 12 what to expect and what to do next. If you have any questions on this, I'd like you to reach out to your building principals. So that would be for grades 3 and 4, that would be Mr. Schluter. And that would be grades 5, 6, and 7, that would be me, Jason Yeagley here at the middle school. And then 8th through 12 would be Mr. Coffey or Miss Woods. All right, that's what I have for you. And of course, go Warriors.